When you go to an American bank, where is the American bank going to send a dinar to? Back to the CBI? Where? To our Federal Reserves. Within a year it may double or triple. Can you imagine the power Trump is going to have? Despite Iranian denial, a delegation from Washington will arrive in Baghdad soon to begin negotiations with Tehran. Urgent, quote. Former House of Representatives rapporteur, Mohammed Othman al-Khalidi, revealed today, Friday, February 21, 2025, the imminent arrival of a high-ranking American delegation to begin the first steps of indirect negotiations with Iran. He pointed out that, what matters to us as Iraqis in these negotiations is that Baghdad is not an arena for conflicts and tensions, and that we be a party that enhances security and stability. I got that redemption center leaders are to have received an email that would tell them whether or not they should go into the redemption centers. Saturday morning. What is the timing for us? We have one source so far that is confirming that we will get notified Saturday and exchange starting Monday of this coming week. I don't have it confirmed from any of our normal, regular sources. They're all saying it's close. Looks pretty good for us to get notifications on Saturday and start on Monday. We shall see. We do know for a fact that the Iraqi Parliament Speaker of the House is in Washington, D.C. and meeting with the Iraqi division and the U.S. Department of State. Is it RV related? We don't know. Al Rafadain Bank has made a historic move, unveiling the first issuance of national bonds worth a staggering 2 trillion Iraqi dinars or $1.5 billion. This groundbreaking initiative, launched under the directives of the Ministry of Finance and the Central Bank of Iraq, signals a bold step towards economic stability. These bonds come in two distinct categories. The first category, valued at 500,000 Iraqi dinars, offers a 6% annual interest rate payable every 6 months with a maturity period of 2 years. The second, 1 million Iraqi dinars, delivers 0.7% annually. Maturity of 4 years. These bonds are available not only to banks but also to the general public. This initiative marks a new chapter in Iraq's economic landscape. The first of its kind in the region and Iraq as a whole. Inauguration of an international financial and commercial center in Sulaymaniyah. Kurds leader Barzani just came on the TV. He said he is expecting the oil to resume flowing from Turkey next month, ending a 2-year drought. Things are moving very quickly. The CBI site is having many issues. Looks like it's going through a major upgrade. Are they getting ready for something? I have a very hard time believing they are so worried about counterfeiting of the new Iraqi dinar. De Leroux designs and creates the most sophisticated tamper-proof currency in the world. Counterfeiting is nearly impossible. The equipment needed to make a believable counterfeit dinar is astronomical if it could be obtained at all. These stories don't hold water. The parallel market parity story and the corruption story are equally illogical, if not ridiculous, and the counterfeiting story is absurd. How do you get any better than the best in the world? Just doesn't make sense. They are still stalling, and the reason seems to be the cross-border payment training. The failure of the 2025 budget tables to reach Parliament is hindering the work of spending, quote. Member of the Parliamentary Finance Committee, Jamal Khojar, confirmed that the 2025 budget schedules have not yet reached Parliament. They showed several individuals that were busted in the new system trying to laundry money, but they can't now with this new system. Frank, that's right. Security and stability was the number one thing that was needed in order to release the new exchange rate. That's why it's exciting right now. Kurdistan Council of Ministers confirm its aspirations to resume the nation's oil exports as soon as possible. This is big, and they are talking of resuming them in the month of February. This may be one of the big keys we have been waiting for. Another major step to fully globalizing Iraq is in the article titled, Iraq Moves Towards Globalization. Implementation of International Accounting Standards begins in 2026. In my eyes, this is not going to trigger the RV, but is certainly a right step in the direction we want. Remember, the CBI told us that January is the most optimistic to revalue the dinar with any substantial change in value. Why? It is because of the accounting practices, and it is most convenient to begin a new fiscal year clean with a new rate. Remember, we may be already into February, but we know they just passed the amendment to the budget law, and so they have not yet even opened the 2025 budget. So there still can be a rate change coming. Trump and Sadani, that combination emo is unstoppable for your monetary reform. I dare them to try to stop this now, because Trump is there now. Why do I say such a thing? Because both sides have a currency that needs help form each other. This mutual symbiotic relationship is going to be so powerful in the banking industry. Both the American dollar and the Iraqi dinar are about to rule. Reuters revealed, on Friday, details of U.S. pressure exerted by the administration of President Donald Trump on the Iraqi government, in order to expedite the resumption of the export of oil from the Kurdistan region via the Turkish Ceyhan pipeline, or face economic sanctions as is happening with Iran. Reuters quoted 8 sources in Baghdad, Washington and Erbil, who have direct knowledge of the issue, as saying that increasing pressure from the new U.S. administration was a major driver behind the Iraqi oil minister's announcement last Monday that exports from the region would resume next week. A quick resumption of exports from Iraq's semi-autonomous Kurdistan region would help offset a potential drop in Iranian oil exports, which Washington has pledged to cut to zero as part of Trump's maximum pressure campaign against Tehran. The oil flow would mark the end of a nearly 2-year conflict that has cut off more than 300,000 barrels per day of the region's oil flowing through Turkey to global markets. Iran sees its neighbor and ally Iraq as vital to keeping its economy afloat amid sanctions. But Baghdad, a partner of both the United States and Iran, is wary of falling into the crosshairs of Trump's policy of pressuring Tehran, the sources said. Trump wants Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sadani to cut economic and military ties with Iran. Last week, Reuters reported that Iraq's central bank had blocked 5 more private banks from accessing dollars at the request of the U.S. Treasury. Iraq's announcement on resuming exports was hasty and lacked details on how to address technical issues that need to be resolved before flows can restart, 4 of the 8 sources said. Iran wields significant military, political and economic influence in Iraq through its powerful Shiite militias and the political parties it backs in Baghdad. But the increased U.S. pressure comes at a time when Iran has been weakened by Israeli attacks on its regional proxies. With the pipeline carrying crude oil from Kurdistan to the Turkish port of Ceyhan closed since 2023, Kurdish oil smuggling to Iran by truck has flourished. 6 of the 8 sources said the United States is